When our eyes met. When our eyes met for the first time. It felt like time had stopped. He wasn't just handsome. He was familiar, like a memory. My heart whispered, "It's him." And I smiled without a reason. He sat 2 tables away from me. But it felt like he was right next to my soul. His eyes kept finding mine again and again. A soft laugh escaped his lips. I looked away, but it was too late. Something had already begun. Next day, I saw him again. Same cafe, same time. He walked to me and said, "Can I sit here?" I just nodded, heart racing. The world faded behind him. We talked for hours that felt like minutes. He was kind, calm, and real. I didn't even check my phone. He wasn't just someone, I felt safe. When he left, he said, "See you tomorrow?" Day after day, we kept meeting. It was like falling into a dream. He never rushed things. And I never needed to pretend. He knew how to listen. And I knew. I was falling. One night he said, "I don't know why, but I miss you before you leave." I couldn't reply. My eyes were full of tears. Some love stories don't need loud words. Just silence and presence. He brought me flowers the next morning. "I saw these and thought of you." I took them with trembling hands. "I never got flowers before," I whispered. He said, "Then you were loving the wrong people." And I knew he was right. He told me about his past. Not everything, just enough. And I listened like it mattered. Because it did. The way he trusted me felt precious. I wanted to protect it forever. One rainy day, I cried in front of him. He didn't ask why. He just held my hand. That silence became my healing. No judgment. No advice. Only love in his touch. He asked me what love felt like. I said, "Like peace when you're near." He looked into my eyes. And said, "Then I want to be your peace forever." That night, I couldn't sleep. I had fallen deeply. We had no labels. No promises. But it felt stronger than any title. Our souls spoke in silence. He made me believe in good men. In gentle words. In honest eyes. He once kissed my forehead. Not my lips. And I felt like I was home. He said, "This is how I'll love you. With respect, not rush." I held on to that moment. There were days we didn't talk. But I never doubted his care. His silence was warm. Not cold. He gave space, not distance. That's rare. We took a trip to the mountains. Laughed, took photos, danced in cold wind. He wrapped his scarf around me. "Don't catch a cold," he said. But I was already burning inside. "With love," I whispered one night. "I'm scared of losing you." He kissed my hand and said, "Then stay." "I'm not leaving." I had never felt so sure. So loved. He met my parents. They liked him instantly. Not because he was charming, but because he was real. Even my dad said, "Don't lose him." We had our first fight. I cried, thinking he'd walk away. But he stayed. He hugged me tightly and said, "We're not perfect, but we're true." And I believed him. He taught me to love slowly. To breathe. To trust. With him, I wasn't afraid. He held all my broken parts. And never once let me feel broken. Love can heal, he proved it. We weren't rich. But he made me feel like royalty. Not with diamonds. But with attention. With kindness. With time. On my birthday, he wrote a letter. It said, "Thank you for letting me love you." I cried while reading it. He wiped my tears and said, "Someday, this will be our forever story." I wished that day never ended. Time passed. We grew. Not apart, but together. Even storms couldn't break us. He said, "We don't need to be perfect. We just need to stay." And we did. Some asked, "When's the wedding?" We smiled and said, "We already feel married in heart." Because real love doesn't always wear rings. Sometimes, it just lives quietly. He once looked into my eyes and said, "If we lose everything, I'll still choose you." That was the moment. I knew I could trust him. For life, for pain, for peace. Forever. One night, he softly asked, "Will you grow old with me?" And I replied, "I already have." Because my heart was his. From the first time our eyes met. We never needed a perfect story. We just needed truth. And we found it in each other. So if you ask how we began, I'll say simply, when our eyes met.